4 years tonight.
3,
1,
4.
4 years.
Dude,
Four.
Metal
4
Summit,
years,
thank
damn.
you guys so much. Like, Angel and I can't be
No.
more just filled with gratitude for you guys. You keep the show going. You give us the opportunity to have such amazing interviews and just fun conversations, excellent chit chat, and just all around a great time every week. So we appreciate you guys always being a part of the Island of Misfit Toys with myself and Angel and just having a great time. And thank you guys so much. So we're going to jump right into it. We got a great one with you tonight, a good friend, a good guy, and we are very, very appreciative that he's going to be spending some of his evening with us. Right back over from Europe, we have got Fozzy in the house. Billygrey, thank you so much.
Man.
Appreciate you.
Baby,
Yes, exactly, 100%. And brother, thank you so much, man. Welcome to the Metal Summit.
Hey, thanks for having me on here, dude. Thank you so much, dude.
Absolutely, man. First and foremost, man, Europe last week.
Yeah, man, we did
How did that go, man?
Oh, it was the best UK run. We just went to the UK, but we did pretty much the whole UK except for Ireland. But dude, it was the best run we've had over there. It's nice. The crowds were the best. The venues were awesome. We had a great crew, killer crew, and tour manager, bus driver, the whole 9 yards. It was the best run we've had over there.
That's awesome, man. I mean, Fozzy's definitely genuinely just consistently active, which is great. I mean, of course, we do kind of take into consideration Chris's schedule whenever it comes to, wrestling and stuff like that. But in general, Fozzy has been very, very active consistently. What is it about like UK and Europe versus like the States? Because you get a good chunk of both.
Yeah, they're just different crowds. I mean, all three places from the States to Europe and the UK they're things are a little different, but they're all rock fans and they all just, I mean, there's a lot of similarities. So it's all fun. I love touring everywhere. So blessed to be able to do it.
That's awesome, man, for sure. And of course, this UK run, we can't talk about the UK run without talking about one of the reasons why you were over there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Boombox.
Boombox is out. It's been out for a minute now, but Boombox is still out. So let's talk a little bit about it. I mean, you put out now quite a few records with Fozzy, but this is the new one. This is the current one. Let's talk a little bit about it. How has the reception been? How has it felt getting those songs out, because you started with like the early single, I Still Burn. And so just talk about how it's been.
It even started before that. Like the first single from that record came out. Oh God, I can't, it was maybe 2019. It was Nowhere to Run. Okay.
Oh, true.
Then the next single from the record was Sane, which I guess that came out 2021. That's the video we did on the roller coaster and all that. So that was the second single. Third single from the record was I Still Burn. That was 2022. So the record had been done for a while, but as you know, the COVID thing came along, so everything got put back. But we were still putting out singles and keeping it, keeping things rolling.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And right now, I'm not sure if you know, but we have a number one on the active rock charts. A little bit of stats there. We have a number one on the active rock charts called Spotlight at the moment. So
I didn't realize it had hit number one. That's awesome.
Yeah, it did. And we always joke and say stats, when talking about stuff like that, but inside joke. So anyway, but we're glad we're having a lot of success with that song and look forward to doing some more touring soon.
Absolutely, for sure. When you get that little bit of downtime between tours, what is it? Some of the things that you just enjoy doing it? Are you a kickback guy? Or are you a in studio doing your own thing kind of guy?
Definitely in studio doing my own thing for my band Tattoo the Scars. We're about to release another single as well. It's called Song for the Hopeless. It should be out, knock on wood, in the next month and a half, 2 months. We're shooting for that, but it's my favorite song we've done yet. Just to give you a little background on it, myself and the drummer Dusty Winterroad, we've been together since back in 2015. We started this whole thing with Jason Moreno from Drowning Pool, and we did a few songs with him under the name Cyberstar. Certain things came up, so and schedules didn't work out, so we ended up getting another singer. His name was Marcus, and we got him in the band for a bit. And he was able to stay in the band for 3 or 4 years. He had family things come up that he couldn't leave behind. God bless him. So now we got Jason back in the band, and we're about to drop this new single, and I'm so excited.
That's awesome for sure,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, because Jason just took his leave from Drowning Pool.
Yes.
That's super duper awesome that he's back with you and Tattoo the Scars.
Dude, I'm so stoked about this, man. He has the best voice, man. God, it's awesome.
Absolutely, man. So with Tattoo the Scars, you guys have been together you've had Tattoo the Scars, I feel almost now as long as you've been in Fozzy, because I think wasn't your first record Want to Start a War?
No, my first record back. Well, they did I'm trying to think of the name of the Fozzy record that I came back on. It's not Sin and Bones, but realistically say Sin and Bones because I played on that one and have a couple songs on that. So we'll just go ahead and say that. But I started touring with them again the record before that. So Chasing the Grail. I'm sorry.
Chasing the Grail.
So, So I started touring with them again on that record, but definitely started playing again on the records, starting with Sin and Bones.
Oh,
and have been there ever since. Yeah.
Oh, right on, man. That's so awesome. What is it? What do you find about Tattoo the Scars that is different for you personally when it comes to Fozzy stuff? Whether it be music or tours or just anything.
Well, just musically, it's just a bit of a different style, a little bit different. They're both modern rock, metal. With Tattoo the Scars, I think I get to be more creative a little bit as opposed to being in Fozzy, and that's not a slag at all. I promise you. It's just we don't have a producer in Tattoo the Scars, so we produce it ourselves. Now we're not opposed to having one, but just at the moment we've done it and it's worked out. So that being said, that's the deal with that.
That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. Angel, let's kick it over to you for a little bit, my guy. Happy 4-year. Oh.
Uh-oh.
You're muted, buddy.
Uh-oh. Oh, I'm sorry.
There you go.
4 years already, man. None of my relationships last 4 years. I mean, but the Metal Summit, I'll take that.
There you go.
Man, first of all, congratulations on the tour.
Thank you, dude.
Can you, 2 questions. Can you share any stories about the tour? And when you come off the UK tour and you come home, what's the first thing that you do?
Okay, some stories about this tour. Let's think. I mean, it ran so smooth. There's really no crazy stories at all. This one, God, it really did run so smooth. I'm trying to think if there really wasn't any crazy things that happened, no more than anything, except there were some crazy crowds. The crowds this time were full on, like it was slamming. So as far as that goes, I'm trying to think if there's anything crazy, dude. Oh my God. Oh, nothing more than anything else. Like I can give you an example. The previous UK tour. Okay, I'll give you an example of what went on that one. Okay, so here's an example. We had a bus driver who wasn't really a great bus driver. God bless him. So he pulls up a wrong way street in our bus with a trailer, right? And it's a dead end street, and it's in the middle of England, and it's one of those narrow streets. So then the traffic starts piling up behind him, right? Piling up. You got people out there in the road cussing us out. He can't figure out how to back the bus up. So here we are. We're stuck on this bus. People yelling at us, going crazy. Cops come. Finally had to get some truck driver to back the thing back down the street so we could get to our next show. So that's one of the stories I remember, not from this past tour, but the previous tour before. The last tour ran so well, dude. I mean, it was picture perfect, bro. It really was.
And when you come back from the tour, what's the first thing that you do? Is there any food that you immediately have to have? Anything that you immediately have to do?
Oh, probably tacos. I definitely go for some tacos when we get home, and definitely that That right there is what I had when I got home. So that and sleep.
They don't have tacos in the UK?
Nah, not really, bro. They have you can find burritos, but they have like kebabs. And it's kind of like the same thing, only it's like Mediterranean, and you know what I mean? It's different.
Damn.
Yeah,
I didn't know they had no tacos over there.
Man, dude, they need tacos over there.
Yeah.
Oh.
In England, we're talking in the UK, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely got a comment from one of your fans. Best advice for guitar. So, what advice do you give to people about guitars?
For guitars, for playing guitar, practice as much as you can. I mean, if you don't have a private teacher via online or in person, you can always learn off of YouTube. All right, and then the most important thing is have fun doing it. But I will go ahead and plug myself right now. I do online lessons for a great price. So anybody who wants them, DM me on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll make it happen.
Nice.
Awesome. So, how does the band prepare for a tour? Because again, I mean, we're fans of music. So it's almost like we're always curious about what goes on behind the scenes with preparing for the tour, the set list, all that stuff.
Usually, Jericho will send the set list a couple weeks in advance. Then the band will get together for a U.S. tour. Say, for example, the band will get together a couple days before the bus will pick us up and rehearse, get the set tight. Think of production ideas as far as video. Rich does all the video stuff, so he's a genius at that. So we just get together a couple days before for rehearsal. Tour bus picks us up and off we go.
So when you go out on tour, how many guitars do you take with you when you go out on tour?
Normally 3, and they're all. I've got a deal with Kiesel. I love their guitars. I have 2 single cuts, so I'll bring them, and then I have 1 Flying V, and I'll bring it. I use the Flying V because it's got the tremolo on it, so I like to use it for that purpose. And then the other 2 single cuts are tuned differently, so I use them for certain songs.
Have any new songs have come out of sound check? Like when you guys do sound check, do you guys ever does an idea ever come on? Does anybody ever plays a riff?
In the past, it's been a while, but in the past there's been that happen. Definitely, as a matter of fact, like in the past, it's been years ago. Like the past 2 records have been done by Johnny Andrews. So none of the riffs were used on those records, but there was a couple things on Do You Want to Start a War that were done like that.
And I've got a fan question. What do you like the most about being a musician?
Playing, being able to play, whether it be right here in the studio or in front of 10 people or 10,000 people. Being able to play. That's what I like the best.
You kind of mentioned earlier about sleep. What is it with touring? Because again, we just think, us as fans, we think about you guys on tour as this glamorous life.
Yeah. The thing is with that, like our day will start at 11 a.m., which is good. I mean, that's not bad. There's nothing bad about touring, trust me, unless like their bus breaks down or something like that, but it's still not bad. You get another one and you keep on rolling. But so our day starts at around 11. The gear's loaded in by 1. We're standing on the stage checking it at 2. At 3 o'clock, we do a full band sound check. At 4 o'clock, we do a VIP performance with 5 songs. And that usually lasts for about 45 minutes. Then from about 5:30 to 9:30, we do our own thing. 9:30, we hit the stage. Done by 11, tear it all down and head to the next town. And to be honest with you, like I get good sleep on tour, especially on buses. It's just sometimes the plane ride home from overseas, that's a bit hard to sleep on. So.
And what's a typical day off like in the life of a musician? What's a typical day off like on tour?
Well, first of all, for me, laundry. And then usually for me personally, I'm teaching lessons if I'm in the US because I do virtual lessons. I try to keep the students rolling while on tour. And then, after that, if there's some like place to go hiking, or we always hit the mall, or, just food, good restaurant or something like that. That's pretty much the day off deal right there. Hey, and even like when we were in this last tour, when we were in Glasgow, a few guys went out and saw Nothing More. So, sometimes there's shows.
Yes, Brian, malls still do exist.
Yes, they
There's
do.
one,
They really
right.
do. They're fun.
There's
They're really
yeah,
fun.
they are.
You got food, you got cool clothes, you got tennis shoes, got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, mainly food.
Yeah, food.
And custom shirts. Yeah. So
Yeah, custom shirts, hats. You're right, dude. Monogram stuff. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you got
so the malls in the UK, do they still have record stores?
it. Not the malls that I can't. I don't recall seeing a record store in a mall there, but they have them like they do here. Like vinyl shops and stuff like that.
Huh? I'm gonna kick it right back up to you, Jay.
Absolutely, for sure, man. So, Billy, we were talking through the fans a little bit about like what you suggest for like guitar players and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Let's actually talk about your guitar specifically because I think you're, from my understanding, still with a pretty cool company that I feel is pretty under the radar in Kiesel.
Yes, I love Kiesel. Man, that's the best endorsement I ever landed right there, bro. I'm so blessed to have that. But yeah, I have 2 single cuts. And I've had them for let's see, going on 6 years now, and man, I love them. And I have also a Flying V as well. But dude, they're all American made. They've been around since 1946. They used to be Carvin. So if you ever heard of that company before, or the listeners here have heard of Carvin, that became Kiesel. Jeff Kiesel stepped the company up with next level designs, exotic woods, and custom builds like no other. So yeah, man, I love that company.
That's awesome. How did you like get involved with them? Like, did they happen to be at a show and you guys got to talking, or?
Nah, dude, I saw them a bunch online. Like I had just saw all these ads, and I started thinking, well, I'd been with a couple of other companies, and I was looking for a company to stay with. You know what I mean? Not to get free guitars or anything, just to endorse a good product and to stay with. Like Dimebag, he stayed with Dean for the whole duration. So
Yep.
I was looking for a company like that with next level designs, American made, full custom, down to the wire, and they were the company. So I just reached out to the A&R guy one day, and I never did hear nothing back. So it was like a month later. I was thinking, well, I was like, I guess maybe they didn't want to do it. Maybe they didn't want to talk to me or whatever. Maybe they're not interested. It is what it is. No hard feelings. Lo and behold, I checked my email, and there was the email, and it went from there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
And you use your own like custom pickups, right? The gray matter pickups for your guitar?
They're made by Pariah Pickups, and Sean over there, Pariah, he's the main guy. He builds them, and dude, so blessed to have that as well, man. I love those pickups, and he has quite a variety of different ones as well.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, man, he's got a lot of like if you go to his website, you can see what all he has. He has a lot of good stuff.
Absolutely, for sure. And I mean, there's so much great stuff to talk about you, like plug wise with endorsement stuff, but also a mainstay just in rock and metal for many, many years has been Worn Star Clothing, and you're with them as well.
Yeah, man. I met them in 2012 when Fozzy was on the Uproar tour, and they're next level design and clothing, great people. So, dude, blessed to be able to be a part of that company as well, for sure.
Absolutely. When it comes to a stage look, like I've always been a big fan of like, bands that make the effort in giving a presentation. Like, don't get me wrong, you don't have to be completely over the top. Like not every band's going to be, something like Kiss or like
Right.
Guar or something like that. But there is still something to always be said about an actual stage like a stage look, a style, and a synchronicity between the band members. What is it about you when you're on stage, that allows you to have the proper look for not only Tattoo but Fozzy as well, but also not like get yourself overheated or worn down either?
Yeah. For me, I love. I call it kind of like rocker chic. You know what I mean? So I don't like to be well matched. I don't like the pants to be like well matched to the shirt, or like a uniform. Really, I like them to go together, be well fitted, and but I like sleeveless hoodies because it's very if it's a hot stage, you've got that you're not sweating to death, and I like anime art. Is like I've been doing that. A lot of those shirts, the anime art shirts. I'm not really into anime cartoon. I don't sit and watch that much. I just love the art. So I've been doing that as well. But yeah, man, that's some of the stuff that that I call it rocker chic.
Nice. Absolutely, man, for sure. When you're, putting time into like music,
Yes.
what do you do personally that separates your thought process from this is a Fozzy song versus this is a, Tattoo riff, like that kind of thing? Because I suppose there's ways that they can kind of get intertwined naturally, but then maybe not feel quite right.
What I do is I think about the singer's voice so if I'm sitting there, I'll pull up a drum beat, and if I say, man, I want to write a riff for Fozzy, I think about Jericho's voice, and then kind of go with that and try to come up with a riff that's comparable to what Rich would do, which is very hard because he's got such a distinct sound and style.
Yeah.
Best in the world, love him to death, king of taste. And so yeah, that's how I go about that, for writing different riffs. So if it's if I'm doing one for Tattoo the Scars, I'm thinking about Jason's voice at this point, so I start thinking about the singer.
Oh, nice. That's really cool. Yeah, like Angel and I have, as you can imagine, have interviewed people in more than one band as well.
Yeah.
And we've asked that question before, but that's actually the first time we've gotten that answer so directly. Like, I think about my singer's voice when I'm working on guitar parts, like what's going to fit the presentation. And I think that's super duper cool for sure.
Yeah.
And one more thing from this segment from me before I kick it back up to Angel and the fans.
Okay.
Is again, you mentioned Rich a couple of times, who's just an absolute incredible guitar player, an amazing showman. What is it about working with him as the guitar team?
Oh my God, I've worked with him for so long, dude. It's just second nature now to work with him. It's like being on my side of the stage and looking over there and seeing him going off and hearing his tone just makes me go off and want to work on myself. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just second nature, and he's been such a good friend over the years. So yeah, man, that's it's become second nature to play with him. So yeah.
Do you ever find yourself like needing to compete? Because if anybody who's seen Fozzy live, like myself, like you and I go back a ways now, and I've seen Fozzy a bunch of times, where like you have a presence, you have a style, a persona when you're performing live, and Rich very much does as well, from facial expressions to dancing to kind of juking and jiving. Do you ever feel like do you guys have any kind of like fun little like rivalries across the stage where you're like, oh, you're gonna do that move, we'll watch this one?
Maybe sometimes, I guess, but it's never talked about like that. It's never talked about, but maybe a little bit. But one of the funnest parts of the show I love the whole show, but one of the funnest parts is where he and I do this double guitar solo and Enemy, and I mean we just shred and make crazy faces and do crazy poses and have fun. But and it's not a competition. It's just actually playing as a team, and it works out really well.
That's awesome, man. Absolutely. Angel, let's kick it back up to you, my friend.
Hey, we got a couple of guitar questions.
All right.
What's your favorite guitar to play?
Mine is my Kiesel single cut California 6-string. Just love it. It's a black one. with a mahogany body, raw ash tone top, with a flame maple fretboard. And dude, it's got stainless steel jumbo frets on it, 2 humbuckers, very simple guitar, but man, it plays so good. So that would be my favorite one.
What amps do you use?
Right now, I'm using Kemper. They're the best to me at the moment. But now I'm going to say Kemper, but I'm about to get into Quad Cortex as well. They're awesome as well. These are amps that you can profile your Marshall or your Laney with, and dude, the profiles that you can capture, you can put them back to back with the real amp, and if you do it right with the right mic pre's, it's second to none. So I use those because it's easy to travel with, and when you're playing in venues, if you don't want to use a cab and you're on in-ears, it sounds really good through the in-ears. So yeah, that's I'm using the Kemper now, but I'm switching to Quad Cortex real soon to try those out as well. And that's by Neural DSP. They're Neural DSP Quad Cortex. They're awesome.
If you could bring back a musician, who would it be?
Eddie Van Halen.
Amen to that.
Yeah. Second would be Randy Rhoads.
Oh, nice. Good one.
And third would be Prince.
I'm sensing a guitar.
Man, 3 legendary.
Yeah, man, I love them, dude.
I mean, with Eddie and Randy Rhoads, there was like a documentary about. I'm just trying to be sure I'm getting this correctly. Just about how they started out and everything, and with the guitar licks and stuff.
Yeah, dude, they're the reason I'm playing. I love them both, and I still listen to them a lot and play their licks all the time. So I love them.
Is there? Okay, let me go with Brian. All right. Normally, Brian wants you to sacrifice a living musician for one that would, and bring one back.
Oh my God, I think that's a little too heavy. I'm not God, so I'm not going to go on that one. I'm going to keep it the way it is.
There you go. See, Brian, you should have kept it the way it was. Damn it.
Yeah.
And by the way,
will say, though,
we don't consider Adam Levine a musician.
What's that, buddy?
I was saying we don't consider Adam Levine a musician.
I will say, though, speaking of
just
Randy
a wuss
Rhoads,
that's
real
afraid of
quick,
metal
Angel,
chicks.
I will say real quick, Angel, that speaking of Randy Rhoads, that if you haven't seen it, Billy, that Randy Rhoads documentary that came out about a year or two ago is amazing.
Dude, I did see it, and I did like it. I did like that. It was good. Definitely. I was glad to see something finally come out.
Mm-hmm.
If they were to make a documentary, who would be a good actor to play him? If they were to come out with a documentary.
To play who? Randy Rhoads? Like a
movie.
Movie to play Randy Rhoads?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a hard one. I would say, oh God, now, dude. I mean, a young Zach Wilde. I mean, when it came down to it, he had that look, and he could nail it like nobody else. I got to say Zach on that.
Right, they would have to do something where, I guess, with technology, where they take off the beard.
Yeah. They would have to do some kind. You're right, dude. You're right. Yeah, most definitely.
Throwback to
I could
movie.
definitely see Randy Rhoads playing.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Zach playing Randy Rhoads.
Yeah, man. Dude, if you watch him, some of his videos with Ozzy back in the day playing Randy stuff, spot on.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, throwback to that Rockstar movie when he was clean shaven, and that was a crazy thing to see.
Yeah, dude, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, what's up, Bert?
Do you enjoy playing cruises?
I do. I love playing the Jericho Cruise. It's fun. It's the funnest one we've done. We played a few of we played the Kiss Cruise, and we've done 5 Jericho Cruises. Each one of those 5 Jericho Cruises was awesome. Great experience. Killer crowds. Get to play the main stage. Blessed to do that every night we're on the cruise, and man, dude, it's so much fun.
Another question: are BC Rich guitars still out there, and have you used one?
Excuse me, I have played one. They are still out there. I haven't played one in a while, but their latest endorsee is the guy from Five Finger Death Punch. He's an awesome player as well, Andy James. So yeah, check out his line of them. They're great.
And another good question from Brian: who would play you in a documentary?
Oh my God. Let's see if there's any midgets out there. Let me think. Dude, that's a hard question. I don't know, man. That's it.
Let's see. Jay would have to dye his hair blonde.
Yeah.
I mean,
I could see Jay, but he would have to dye his hair.
There you go.
True. That's definitely true. But you also gotta take into account that poor Billy's production company that does the documentary is going to lose a lot of money on makeup, cover.
Yeah. Right. There you go.
I mean, I especially if he was just like, hoodies are just my favorite thing to play on stage. Hey, no issue there.
There you go.
Sleeveless hoodies though. Now the arms are back to being a thing. It's like shit. It's like, sorry, production company, you got to buy some cover up makeup.
There you go. Excuse me.
I'll do it.
Hey, I hear you, dude. I hear you.
When is the Metal Summit going on the Monsters of Rock cruise to host? If they want us to host, we'll definitely be there.
When they call,
I would definitely do it. I've never been on a cruise before, so
that's a good one. Shiprocked is a good cruise as well. And of course, the Jericho cruise is my favorite. So yeah, man. Maybe one day you get that call.
Well, totally. I mean, it's
so if any cruises want us to host,
yeah, hell yeah, just let's go. We'll tear that sucker down, man.
Yeah, man.
When the lights go,
yeah. Shoot, I'm packed.
There you go. Yeah, I see there. There you go.
Hell yeah. Considering the timing that you got back to, I mean, I can imagine depending on your schedule and stuff like that, but have you guys played the Monsters of Rock cruise? And if you haven't, have you ever thought about just going on one anyway? Because you guys came back from Europe not that long, because the Mork is actually going on right now.
It's going on right now. No, we have never played it at this point. With Jericho's cruise, I think that's probably all we'll stick to playing as far as cruises at the moment. Me, myself, I'm more prone to go on the Shiprocked cruise. Nothing against the Monsters of Rock cruise. I'm just more of a bigger fan of the newer bands, so to speak. And I love all the classic bands. Don't get me wrong, but it's just I get so open-minded to new music. So I'm probably more prone to go on that one.
Nice. No, that's
what new bands are out there that you really like?
When I say new, I'm going to go ahead and say I Prevail. I love Bad Omens. I love the Architects. I love Spirit Box. I think all of those four right there are some of my favorite that I love to check their music out a lot, and it's my go-to to listen to.
I saw Spirit Box for the first time recently, and I've been familiar with them for a while, but man, they were good.
Hey, and there's this band called Era, ERRA. They're awesome as well too. I like them a lot. Throw them in there. Yeah.
Any Atlanta dates announced?
That will be probably in the fall. That'll be the next tour we have. We have a festival show coming up April 20th in Orlando. That'll be with Stained and Seether and Asking Alexandria. And then we have the Louder Than Life festival we're playing. We're playing on the day of Slayer's playing. So I think there'll be a tour around that right there. And I think Atlanta might be on that one, hopefully.
Actually, speaking of BC Rich guitars,
interesting question.
Is Jericho as wild in real life as his stage persona? Hey, you know what? He knows how to have fun. I'll just leave it at that. He knows how to have fun and do it right.
And Jasenia Nunez wants to say hello.
Hello.
Interesting thing is, in the first few episodes, people thought that we did not read any of the comments. True story.
Oh wow.
We read all of them.
That's why. Yeah, we're doing it. Yeah, that's crazy.
There you go. So that's
we,
proof right
we love our fans. Hell yeah.
There you go.
Get involved, fans. Anything that you guys. This is an open forum, fans. Anybody who's watching, either through Billy's page or new to the Metal Summit, like anything that you want to ask anybody, whether it be Billy himself, of course, or the host, like don't be shy. Put them in the comments. We can see them. We will make sure that we get to them. So by all means, fans, be involved.
Yes.
Yep. Well, I have a 99.9% rating.
There you go. There you go. Also, hey, and I'll plug this other thing that I got going.
Please.
What I do for fun when I'm home as well, I play in a couple of cover bands. So one of them is a Def Leppard tribute band. It's called Excitable. And we're playing this weekend, Friday night, at Club LA in Destin, Florida. Going to be a killer show, spring break, rocking in Florida. And yeah, man, I do that for fun and a little bit of income. And that's another thing that keeps me busy while we're, between touring and writing with all the other projects.
Do you play Phil Collins' part or
I do.
Steve Clark's?
No, I do Phil Collins. Yeah.
You do Phil Collins.
Yeah, I don't do the oil and the pecs and the abs. I don't do that. But I got the hair.
Oh, Billy, you're so delicate.
Yes, you do. I mean, let's face it. Most women go for the pecs.
Hey, dude. Hey, good on him. He looks awesome. You know what I mean? Aaron plays awesome. I'm glad to be able to do it.
I want to go vegan. Just seeing how he looks makes me want to go vegan.
Bro, hey, he's been a vegan for a long time. I like meat too much.
Right.
Me too.
Like
he's giving up drinking.
You don't want to get that huge wife tattoo also on your hip there?
Nah, not me. Hey, good on him for having it. That's not from me. No.
We're not knocking you, Phil. We love you, bro.
I know you know.
We're talking about food. You're talking about something else. Yeah, we fell right into that one.
Yeah.
We'll go vegan. There you go. No, we don't.
Nah, man, absolutely.
No, but just his diet makes you want to go vegan, which is really.
Bro, he looks great. He looks great, man. He looks great.
I think
so the tour dates will be coming.
Yeah, they'll be coming out. Probably it'll be a fall run, so it'll be a few months before we release any dates other than the festivals that have already been released. And hopefully, yes, we go to Houston, you send me.
Houston, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Baltimore.
And the best thing to do is hit up the promoters.
Yes, right. I love Ram's Head in Baltimore, man. I love
Yes.
Rams. Yeah, dude. I love that
venue.
Yeah, man. That's a great venue.
That was the first time I ever saw you. The first time that I got to meet you. That was my first Fozzy show. Is that Chris did a meet and greet at the Soundgarden Music Store before that show because it was to promote Do You Want to Start a War? Because it is
yes.
So we did a little in store. It's funny. I'll have to send you these I'll have to dig up these photos and send them to you because it's really funny. So funny little story time is I went to the show and I had like all my Fozzy CDs with me because I've been I'm a day oneer when it came to the Fozzy band.
Dude, I hear you, bro. That's cool.
I love it. I love Chris and Rich's music.
Man.
So I went to the meet and greet, and it was like, hey, pick up the CD, and you can come and meet Chris, and and say hi and get a picture and sign. It was great. So I brought all of my CDs, and it was so cool because Chris is great, and he was great. He was so genuine and so nice, and he signed all my CDs. He was like, wow, this is actually really cool. He's like, hey, can I do something real quick with your CDs? I was like, yeah, dude, they're your records, man. Like, do what you want. And he just wanted to set them up kind of like 2 by 2 by 2 to kind of look at his catalog. And it was
wow, that's pretty cool, dude.
He's like, I need to take a picture of this. So he took a picture of that. And he took a picture and we took our picture together and everything was great. And he signed them all. And it was really cool. And the funny part of this story is afterwards, I was just mingling with some friends and whatnot. And my buddy came up to me and he was like, Jay, did Chris sign all of those for you? I was like, yeah, totally. He's like, they said for it was like the new CD and like one personal item. And the funny thing is, I did not get the memo, and that is not a lie. I had no clue that if that was a thing, that was a thing. But the one thing I did notice just casually, and again, it's not a bad thing. It makes sense because, of course, we're all familiar with Chris's career. Is I would casually notice what people were holding in their arms behind the CD, and it was nothing over the top, but it was plenty of Jericho stuff, plenty of WWE.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah, oh yeah.
And I kind of thought about it, and I said to my buddy, I was like, I can't really say if this is the reason why I got quote unquote lucky. Is I feel like I might have been the only person that brought specifically his music, because that is why I was there.
There you go.
I'm a fan of the band, and I was a fan of Chris as a musician, and I was like, and it might have been just that simple. Maybe I got the benefit of 6 autographs because I was the only person that showed up specifically with only Fozzy things.
Dude, yeah, maybe. I hear you, bro. I mean, they do. I mean, people bring, like these days when they come to VIP, they bring stuff to be signed. Sometimes it pertains to wrestling. Sometimes it just pertains to the band. Whatever gets them there to make them have a good time, I'm in.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Is there anything that like you do? Is there anything that you've thought about doing like for yourself? Like I've seen other musicians, I've got friends in the biz that will do things like specific little things where like deals with guitar companies or, stage played guitars or stage played gear, stuff like that. Have you ever thought about doing that kind of stuff with like specifically billygrey fans if you were to offer?
I have not yet. It's gone. I've thought about it. I've thought about even offering like a couple of lessons during the day in person to who would ever want to do them, and to do that. And I do have my own merch line. I got the old BG, the BG logo here with shirts and stuff like that. So just things like that. But I haven't done the stage play guitar thing yet because right now I only have 3 of those Kiesels, so I'm keeping those.
Right. Be like, so it's like, you got to kind of talk to them as well, where it's like, how quickly can these things get pumped out if all of a sudden there's a heavy demand?
Yes, exactly.
No, hell yeah, dude. That's super duper awesome for sure, man. Do you have stuff as well for Tattoo the Scars?
Yes, we're gonna put out a merch line. Hopefully in the next month and a half, 2 months as well. That way we can get some more, get some revenue going for some touring that we want to do this summer. And just try to build it up ASAP.
Nice, absolutely. And before I kick it back over to Angel and some more questions from the fans, where did the Tattoo the Scars name come from?
Dude, we were shooting a video for Bridges Burned. And the director said, "Oh, it's like you tattoo the scars." He said it, and me and the drummer looked at each other and we're like, "Oh my god, that's a great band name, Tattoo the Scars," because we were going to call ourselves the Audiodacity, which is a little bit of a tongue twister, but it was still kind of cool. But when the director said that, and we hadn't released the single yet, we were like, well, "Let's change the name," and we did. So, yeah.
we haven't spent the money on a trademark yet, so we can change it. We can change anything we want.
Exactly.
We're not at the point of no return yet.
Exactly.
Hey, happened to us as well.
Hey, I hear you.
Yeah, M3, M3 Summit.
Oh,
then we changed it.
Okay, all right. I like the Metal Summit. That's a good name. The Metal Summit's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah,
we were originally the M3 Summit because when we all got together, we were looking to promote and interview the bands that were about to play the M3 Festival in Maryland.
Oh, okay.
If you're familiar with it or not?
Yeah, totally.
But so that was kind of our thing, and then when COVID kind of it killed the festival and killed the world, is we were still reaching out to those bands, but also just reaching out to like our personal contacts, like just people in the biz that we were friends with that might have cool stories to share. And we kind of realized that we were no longer fully sticking to the M3 like thing. We were kind of all over the place. We were talking to like punk bands and goth bands and actors and actresses and
dude,
other podcasters and stuff. So it was around like I think our 10th or 11th episode or something, or we were getting towards that night. I remember saying to the guys and being like, hey guys, let's just discuss this elephant in the room real quick, because if we're gonna rebrand, we really should kind of get a jump on that, because it's going to be a whole lot easier to do it around episode 10 or 12 than like episode 50 when it's been like a year under this name.
Yeah, dude, you're right. That's smart, dude.
And it was funny because we've had 3 different logos for the Metal Summit, and our current one is definitely our strongest thing. But the funny thing is somebody said to me recently, they were like, because we do have shirts and stuff like that, shameless plug, but we do have shirts and goodies and stuff like that. But the thing that's funny is people are like, hey, we've seen like that you have stuff with this logo and with that logo and that. You guys don't have anything for the M3 Summit. Why don't you have anything and put it out like that? I was like, if you want I'll be in full transparency. If you want the honest truth, we'll get sued. Because our logo was the M3 logo with our version of the word Summit under it in a font.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I was like, we'll get sued. No.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah. And I was like, that's, or at least a cease and desist will come our way. It's like, not personal. And we love the festival. They've been very good to me and Angel. They invite us there every year, and we do interviews, and we always have a great time. So it's also that common courtesy, that respect thing, where we might not have been around long enough because, again, with the cancellation, or I should say the postponement of the festival to the next year, we weren't really that name long enough for it to matter too much, I guess. I imagine that maybe we would have had a discussion with them at some point. If we were looking to carry on. But since it didn't end up being a thing, and with the changing and us deciding, hey, let's we're already in it for us, let's make it definitely in it for us, that it just kind of worked out. But no, and the fan was great, bless their heart. They were like, nope, that absolutely totally understands. I was like,
there you go.
100% the honest answer to that. It's a matter of not disrespecting a festival that was there long before we were.
Dude, that's smart. That's a pro way to be right there. Very professional. Smart.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. Right back to you, my friend.
What advice would you give to someone in the field that's just starting?
Okay, what I would do is depending on what instrument you're working with, or whether it's your vocals, whatever, just for instance, guitar, get to where you can learn all of your chords. And I'm just, learn all of your chords, learn the notes of the fretboard. I'm going just strictly guitar here, okay? And then while you're practicing, the most important thing would be to practice with the metronome. So that keeps you in time, and it's going to prepare you for the future of playing in the studio and playing live with the drummer. And once again, have fun.
Well, the craziest thing that you've seen happen in the crowd.
Well, there happened to be in England one time a young lady who actually, God bless her, she had gotten a new tattoo, and there was moshing going on around her and people, just having fun or whatever. So at the end of the night, we happened to see her being hauled off in an ambulance, God bless her, because of this tattoo. Now, I mean, I don't know what happened to said tattoo, but she had to be hauled off in an ambulance because of it. I don't know why. That was one of the things that I remember. That was definitely a standout right there. That was, and she was okay. Nothing happened to her. I know she's been to shows since then. So if she's watching this now, then she'll know what I'm talking about.
Next to the microwave, can I have it? We definitely want the help of the fans.
Yes.
Yeah. Brian wants to know. I have one octave to my name. What should I sing
Oh my God. Let's see.
with one octave?
Depends on if it's well, if you're in the low octave range. Let's see. Let's think about this. Not I'm sitting here thinking. You got to think about stuff like singers that. Think about Stevie Nicks, right?
Mm.
Stevie Nicks has her voice. She doesn't go singing high. She don't hit all these crazy notes. She's got a distinct low voice. You know what I'm saying? But it's distinct. So I would say if you have that type of voice, work on trying to make it as distinct and memorable as possible.
So we're gonna go from vocals back to guitars.
Yeah.
Good question.
What tuning do we use? Okay, we use everything from drop C to standard to drop A sharp to drop B. And I do have this new Tattoo the Scars jam we're going to put out. The low note is a dropped F sharp on a 7 string. So
Oh wow.
there's so many different ones, but those are some of the ones I use.
Do you like playing 7 strings?
I just got one about probably a year ago, and man, I love riffing on it with that low string. I mean, because you got the 6 you're normally used to playing, then you throw that top one low, and it opens up new doors just for riffing. For me, it does. So yeah, I love it.
That's cool. I was just kind of curious. Like I'm a bass guy myself, and like I'm very loyal to my 4 strings.
Gotcha.
5 I'll do if I need to.
Right.
I also have kind of small hands too, so like those wider necks kind of they're a little trickier for me. But like I love just the good old fashioned, just kind of standard traditional, just
4 strings, yeah, dude.
Just blow and go kind of thing. And so like 5s are cool if I need to get into that drop D, if I need to get a little sluggy. But I always find it kind of curious when talking to anybody that plays or has to play an extra string or 2. I just find it interesting.
Yeah, I'm not, a lot of people use 8 strings these days and stuff. Like I'm good with 6 and 7. I'm done after that. You know what I mean? I'm good with that. So that's just me.
No, that's cool. Like I'm a big fan of I'm a big fan of the band The Butcher Babies, and Henry is like a 7-string guy. Like he just throws down on that thing, and I always just find it amazing watching him go because he's always playing like 7s and stuff like that, and I'm like, man, so much, so many movable metal just going when he's just shredding.
Yep, definitely, dude, definitely.
Awesome. Sorry about that, Angel. I just had to ask on that note. Right back to you, buddy.
No, it's all right, bro. What strings do you use?
I'm a DR strings guy. I love DR strings. They sound really good. They got a lot of punch to them, and they last forever. Like, dude, there's a lot of strings out there. Once you sweat on them, that's it. They're done. These strings, I mean, you can play them. I mean, night after night, they still got the tone. They last. They're great. I mean, they're my favorites. They've been my favorite since I was for years and years, since I was a kid. I've loved these strings. Got lucky enough to be on their roster and have been using them ever since.
Nice.
Brian, how often do you feed your bassist?
Well, PJ eats about probably 3 times a day.
So now we're going to go to a different topic.
All right.
And this one's going to flatter you.
All right.
And I'm listening really carefully to this answer to this question. What's your secret to looking so young?
Oh, my God. Well, hair dye, pretty much hair dye, probably.
Damn, I got to do that.
Yeah. Hair dye and Taco Bell.
Nice.
Taco Bell kills me.
And the movie,
Oh,
and the
hey,
movie
hey.
The Lost Boys.
Yeah, hey, I love that movie. I do love that movie. Gotta say.
I dye my hair.
Yeah, man.
Hey, whatever works.
Hey, right? Hey, whatever keeps it going.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think that's the first time I've ever gotten that question for a guest.
Me too. And hello, Chris Papard, by the way. That's the guy who answered it.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
that was Chris.
Who asked it? Who asked the question? I'm sorry.
I dye my hair if I had any.
Yeah, it's funny. He's a good dude.
Man,
I know him. He's a good dude.
What a thing to say on an episode that our co-host Steve isn't able to be on today because he's got the beard of doom but with nothing on top.
Ah, gotcha. How old do you think Angel and Jay are?
Oh, Brian, you're adorable.
Oh, Brian, I hate
Jay,
you.
what are you? You about what? Late 20s or something like that? Mid 20s? Where you at?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm actually a more distinguished gentleman. I'm 42.
Good guy. You look great.
Thank
What about you, Angel? Where you at?
I'm 45.
Mid-30s? Oh, wow. See, y'all look good. See what I'm saying? There you
Shit,
go.
I'm looking forward to AARP. I'm already applying for my damn discount.
Yeah, there you go.
The Lost Boys movie and Fozzy music works for me.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Good deal.
No, that's awesome. So, Billy, just kind of a fun question. Like, do you collect anything? Do you have just things that you're into? Like, I mean, as we can imagine, if you are, we can imagine, of course, enjoying guitars, even though you've said that you've got the 3 Kiesels.
Yeah.
But like, is there just stuff in general that you just love to collect?
Non-music stuff would be like Native American artifact stuff, like arrowheads.
Oh, cool.
And stuff like that. Yeah, I love that because I like hiking. I like mountain biking and hiking and dirt bike riding and stuff like that. But I live in the mountains, so yeah, arrowheads and Indian artifacts, art, Indian art, Native American art. It's good. I love all that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
When you go hiking, what are you listening to?
I'm listening to nature. I'm listening for bears. I'm listening for Sasquatch. All that good stuff. I ain't trying to get attacked.
Me neither. I know up here there's Bear Mountain, New York, which I like to go to.
Oh, okay.
And it has the sign about the bears. And I'm like, I'm staying where there's people. That's what I'm staying hiking at.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I like to get back in the back country and get away from people, but always keeping the eyes open, always care protection. So yeah, I'm good.
Have you personally found any artifacts?
Yes, I have. I found 1 arrowhead in my whole entire life, and it was pretty awesome. I love it.
Nice.
So when it comes to music and writing, what's the process like for the band? Do you guys ever have any leftover songs?
Always, yeah. We have a lot in the leftover catalog at this point. There's so many. I definitely can't count them. We have remakes of covers we've done in the catalog as well. So yeah, there's a lot of leftovers.
Would you guys ever do like a record of just leftover songs?
Dude, you never know. I mean, I'm not going to say never. So, that's always a possibility.
Right. And we are covering everything. We covered hair. We covered dyeing it.
See,
we've covered the Fountain of Youth.
Yeah.
So let's discover cooking.
Cooking. Oh man, I'm out. I can't cook.
Me neither.
I mean, I can cook some macaroni and cheese. That's about it. You know what I'm saying?
I can microwave the hell out of it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I do.
Jay, do you cook?
No, I light cereal on fire.
See?
But, well, I can dabble a little bit. I mean, I've been a server and a bartender as the day job for almost 20 years. So,
okay.
You start to learn little things. but in reality, no, you can't put me in charge of Thanksgiving dinner. Just don't do it. It's just not
no,
gonna end well.
me neither. No,
But
no.
I mean, I can do enough like goodies. The thing is, Megan and we're very simplistic eaters. We like our basic soups, we like our pizzas, we like tacos.
There you
So
go.
like we got you covered, Billy, if you're ever in the area for dinner. So we got you covered. But you know, we're very simple people, like hamburger helper type stuff, because we don't really want to, you know, cut into our evening excessively, having to spend 2 hours on dinner and stuff like that. So
Right.
I both of us, we've always been cool with the dinners we make for each other, whether she's doing like pasta or I'm doing hamburger helper or pizzas or whatever. But I will say there's this company we really like for stovetop dishes. It's a company called Voila.
Okay.
We really like their
Oh, yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah,
dude.
they're
I
in
like
the
it too.
frozen food section. They're
Yeah, man.
pre-made meals in like a bag, but they cook up in about 15 minutes, and they're really tasty. They're really good. So we've honestly been into those a lot lately. We really dig on those. But
that's cool, dude. Yeah.
But cooking in general, not so much. But as far as like holding it down at the house, Megan and I, we do all right.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, nice.
I could cook ramen noodles. Yeah, me too. I've done that all my life.
Yeah, totally, Chris. We're with you on that.
Yeah.
So Billy, let's talk a little bit about just 2024 in general. Okay. So coming off such a strong 2023 with the tours, the official release of the record, leading into 2024, you've talked about the things that have been announced, like the Larger Than Life, and what you're looking to do as far as like a fall tour and hoping to put together something for Tattoo the Scars. What in general can you tell us about just how 2024 is shaping up for you?
For 2024, I'll add this in there too. I've been working with this band Ignescent. It's a female Christian metal artist. She's awesome, killer. So I'm going to play some festivals with her as well in 2024. One being Life Fest. That's in Wisconsin, I think. And there's a couple more things coming up. But she's about to release a new song that features me and Dusty and Jason from Tattoo the Scars. So that's going to be coming out too. So that's one thing. But yeah, Fozzy will release another single other than Spotlight before the fall comes out. I mean, before fall comes and we go out on that run, and just playing some good shows with Tattoo the Scars, and probably play some of the Def Leppard excitable gigs and keep that rolling and just staying busy really and keep on writing. I got some instrumentals I'm going to put out, so guitar instrumentals, so just a lot of different stuff.
Very, very cool. Is it a boombox single that would come out?
No, it'll be something it'll be something that's not on that record.
Something brand new.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Spotlight's like that. It's not on the record as well.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
So
it'll be like that.
Yeah, it's because Spotlight was brand new. It was just kind of one of those things where every now and then I've seen that bands will do kind of a throwback to the current record kind of single and stuff. So I was a little curious if it was going to be something completely new or kind of like a throwback single.
Yeah. It'll be something completely new for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
And just kind of like a fun question because I can't help myself. Are you a fan of wrestling?
I was when I was a kid. Okay.
Sure.
I got into it then, and then I got out of it. And I respect. I played with Chris so many years. I've always respected the athleticism and the talent that goes into making those shows happen. And then when we played the first Jericho Cruise, and I actually saw it live for the first time, that's when I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." And then I got lucky enough was blessed to be able to play Judas and play it for Chris to walk to the ring in an arena full of people, pyro going off. And at rehearsal, I see these, I see the wrestlers rehearsing their moves and what they're going to do for their part, and they're standing way up on this 50-foot cage on top of it, dude. It's incredible. So yeah, I do get into it now. I gotta say, especially, and I'm not just because of Chris. The AEW has a lot of good talent. I mean, they really do, and they've blown up real quick for a reason. So yeah, I am now, as a matter of fact.
You might not have been like following wrestling as much at that time, but I'm just kind of curious. Do you remember or did you see when Chris had Fozzy on like WWF TV when Happenstance came out and they did Illustrator? Because that was when Chris was also doing like his heel thing when it was like, I'm a huge rock star. So he kind of intertwined the band with his character.
That was when I first, like when I joined Fozzy, Rich had a band called Six Speed. So I joined that first. I moved from Charlotte, North Carolina, and joined Six Speed with Rich, which led to me being in Fozzy. So I was in Six Speed at that time and watched that on TV, as a matter of fact. So yeah, I was around. I remember that.
That's awesome. And just out of curiosity, because I just find it very interesting. Do you ever have any just casual fears of having a member of your band who's a professional athlete in a hard-hitting career that ever makes you just kind of worry for the sake of announcements or tours or things?
Yeah, we always, I mean, you, in the back of your mind, you always wonder when you see them fly off the top rope and land on their freaking head, if they're going to be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, for sure, man. Hell yeah. Angel, right back to you, buddy.
Not just Brian's comment about, I mean, it's still a sport. I mean, I know some people are like, yeah, but it's fake. It's still a sport. They still get slammed. They still feel pain.
Oh yeah, it's
get
not
injured.
Fake. The hits ain't fake. They definitely aren't. Hey, that's all I'm gonna say. They take them hits. Yeah. And the guy just said they're crippled by 45. Well, that's not true, because there's quite a few of them still out there that are over 45 and still rocking it hard.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. You have to be careful and take care of yourself. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So when you guys are on the road, like in a place like when you're like overseas, how do you guys take care of yourself as far as like food and all that stuff?
Just pray to God there's something good near there and we can find it.
If tacos aren't around, do you like to experiment? Like, do you go out and look for like food items, like just kind of unique things to check out, or are you pretty kind of loyal to what you like to eat?
I'm pretty loyal to what I like to eat. If there's no tacos, I'm going spaghetti or I'm going ramen, like like a good ramen place or whatever. And I call it the soup du jour tour, because my body can't go wrong when I'm doing soup. So I kind of stick towards that right there.
Nice.
The first night that you're overseas, how much of the jet lag plays into that first gig when you guys are?
Well, we usually travel. We get there a day before, so we have a whole day to sleep it off, whatever we got to do, and then the next day, boom. I feel good and I'm ready to roll.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how we do it. So we're accustomed to doing it like that.
I was just curious to ask.
Yeah, man.
Hiking wise, what's the most good question?
I like that.
The most breathtaking thing I've seen. There's a couple of them. There's Tahoe was a good one. We were out in Lake Tahoe. There were some breathtaking scenes out there, without a doubt. I'm gonna say here in the Appalachians, you go up on top of this mountain called Mount Yonah and Brasstown Bald around where I live. Breathtaking views. For now, those are my faves right there.
Melissa wants to know, what rituals do you have?
Before gigs, just stretch, listen to some cool tunes. Like sometimes we'll be on the bus listening to just, whether it be whether it be AC/DC or the Doobie Brothers or something. We'll be in there just having fun, just with different styles, other than like say hard rock or heavy metal. Does that make sense? So, but even though AC/DC is hard rock, we still, that we just listen to everything from just stuff like that, and then like warm up, stretch, all that good stuff, and definitely got to do that. Those three things right there.
Oh, the bus or the green room?
The bus. But depending on the green room, because there are some great green rooms. The Epic Center in Green Bay, Wisconsin, best green rooms ever. I'm in. I love it. If it's a good, spacious green room with cool shower and bathroom, green room all the way. If it's dirty and run down, not taken care of, bus.
Yeah, someone wants to send you a nice shout out. Shout out to my brother from another mother. We love watching you bust your butt and succeed at. Damn, I'm really gonna need classes soon.
I got you, brother. I guess I'm one of your quote unquote original fans, along with your mother and sister. I loved watching you bust your butt and succeed at your dreams while staying true to yourself. You rock and continue to be the best. From Jenny Davis Jackson.
Yeah, thank you, Jennifer. Great hearing from you. Hope all's well.
And thank you so much for tuning in, Jennifer, and supporting Billy's episode.
So we're talking about the earlier stuff. Okay, what was your first gig?
My first gig was like at my elementary school talent show. Oh. I played Stairway to Heaven.
Nice.
Just by myself, played the first part, played the strumming part, attempted the solo being a kid and trying to pull it off, so that would be my first gig.
The guy from the guy from the guitar store.
Did anyone record that?
Stop you and say no Stairway?
No, that was before that would have ever happened.
First album you bought?
Kiss Alive 2.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yep.
I don't know why, but I keep thinking that you're in your 20s. So I'm thinking, I know you got to have footage of that because, nowadays with everyone having a camera phone.
Yeah, man, I'm way past 20s.
Yeah, in my mind, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'll leave it at hair dye, man. Hair dye,
Yeah.
Hey, I still feel like I'm in my 20s, though. Thank you, God.
Yeah, man.
Yes, Randy Rhodes. Mr. Papard. I see the question right here. I was answering him there.
Yeah, that would definitely.
I wish I had seen Def Leppard with Steve Clark.
I did, dude. It was awesome. I seen him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, bro. I seen him. I sure did. So I'm opening up for Billy Squier. No disrespect to Billy Squier, but Def Leppard mopped the stage that night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I would love to see Billy Squier. I think that would be super awesome.
Yeah, man, he was good too. But that was when Def Leppard came out with Pyromania first tour, and they were smoking.
Nice. Just because I'm getting like my dates mixed up a little bit, and this is of course, no disrespect to Rick because we love Rick. Was that before his injury?
Yes, it was. As a matter of fact, yes, sir, It was. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Does Billy use a pedal board live? They're asking. Yes, I do. I have my Kemper MIDI controller on it. I use a overdrive fuzz pedal called the All Pedal Slammerai. I use that a lot. I love the way it tightens up the lows on the high gain tone. I also use a Horizon Devices Clarity compressor. It's a brand new pedal they got out, and I never turn it off. It's so awesome. Those are my three go-tos, but I also use like a whammy pedal. I love those. I love the octave feature on that. But yeah, man, those are some of my faves, the All Pedals and the Horizon Devices. Those are great. Lots of great pedals that those companies have, so check them out.
Do you do much with like whammy bars and stuff like that?
Yeah, dude, I have 2 guitars with whammy bars on them, and I do I use the flying V during the guitar solo of the on Enemy when Rich and I do the double solo.
Oh,
So
right. That's cool.
lots of dive bombs and crazy noises, but yes, on some of the instrumental stuff, I definitely that I'm going to put out. I've got a lot of vibrato bar stuff on that as well.
Oh, very cool. When you joined the band, also before Fozzy with Rich, were you a Stuck Mojo fan?
Absolutely, loved them. People ask me my favorite '90s bands. It ain't Stone Temple Pilots and all that stuff. My favorite '90s bands were Stuck Mojo, Pantera, Korn, and Rage Against the Machine.
Nice.
Yep. Going on Chris question. How did Dime life and life affect you? And Dime. Dime.
How did Dime's sound, life, and life affect you in your career?
Like I just said, three of my favorite '90s bands: Pantera, Stuck Mojo, Korn, and Rage Against the Machine. Dime's sound, playing, and attitude was next level and one of a kind.
Nice. What do you think of what they're doing right now with Pantera and keeping the music alive?
Keep it alive. Love it. I think they're doing a great job. I think they're doing an awesome job. I think Dime and Vinny would approve totally.
Sweet. Yeah, I mean, Zach and Charlie are amazing.
They're killing it. Yes, they are. They're doing it. They're doing a great job. Yes, they are.
Yeah, the only thing
whole band sounding awesome.
Oh,
yeah,
so
the one thing that Zach said. No, go ahead.
Oh no, Angel, it's all good, brother. Go ahead, take this one.
No, the one thing that Zach said that was, the one thing that Zach said that was interesting was that if they were to make new music, they would probably call it something else because what they're doing is.
Yeah, that's a tricky one right there. So they would have to come up with something good. But yeah, I could, I read that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, can't go wrong with doing that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No. I mean, it's definitely kind of the good way to think about it as well.
I'm gonna kick it right back up to you and probably do last round. So weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely, for sure, because we definitely want to, thank Billy, of course, for his time. We definitely don't want to hear too much of his evening as well. So, fans, it is going to be last call for alcohol. Anything that you guys want to ask Billy, anything that you want to ask the hosts, anything you just want to discuss, make sure you guys get it into the comments. No worries, we will cover it. We always clear the board. But this is your time to get it in because we definitely want to, extend the courtesy to Billy of keeping him on a proper schedule. So it is last call for alcohol, fans, for questions and comments, and we got you guys covered. That was kind of the one thing with Pantera that I had said on the show as well. I'm not overly finicky about names, but there is a part of me that wish they'd maybe tweaked it a little bit for kind of clarity, where there is a part of me that kind of feels that maybe they should have done something a little bit like what the Misfits are doing, where it's whether it's Anselmo and Brown, celebrating, a celebration of Pantera, featuring Zakk Wylde and Charlie Benante. Don't get me wrong, I know that's kind of a mouthful. That's kind of a lot of extra ink on a T-shirt. It just kind of is something I'd kind of been thinking in my brain that I felt might not have been the worst thing to maybe consider. Only being that it's kind of half the band, because if you're familiar, and I'm saying this in general also to the fans as well, if you're familiar with what the Misfits are doing now, where it's, the original Misfits, Jerry Only, Glenn Danzig, featuring Doyle, Wolfgang von Frankenstein. So it's there is a part of me that wishes that the guys had tweaked it a little bit for clarity purposes. But I can't really hate on them regardless, because I've met Phil a bunch, and he and his wife Katie have always been incredibly gracious to me, and I'm all about it. And I've been fortunate enough to meet Rex as well. He's an absolute doll. I haven't met Charlie, but I've also met Zach. So in the big picture, I have no issues whatsoever, and there'll be no negative words sent by me. But just as far as the kind of that big picture, knowing how important the Abbott brothers were to not only that band but music in general, there's a little bit of me that wouldn't hate for a little bit more just clarity about what you're getting as a performance. But I get it all the same.
Yep. Which might happen when they do if they make a new studio record. I guarantee you they'll probably tweak it out a little bit. You know,
For sure.
They might. I don't know, but you know, that would be the time to do it.
Absolutely, for sure, Billy. Considering that you're so highly regarded in the guitar world with all the bands that you played with, have you ever put thought into, or do you do much in the way of lead vocals?
As a matter of fact, I used to do lead vocals I had a band called Method 51 back in the early 2000s. We had a deal with a little label subsidiary of Atlantic Records and put a record out. I did rap style and hardcore lead vocals on this new Tattoo the Scars song I'm about to put out. I do some lead vocal, a little bit of melody in the beginning of the song and a rap part in the middle of it. So, I do some here and there. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, for sure. And you had mentioned earlier how much you like, Korn and stuff. That Korn was one of your favorite '90s metal bands.
Mm-hmm.
What was your take on like kind of the new metal explosion? Like me personally, I'm a big Coal Chamber fan. I love them so much. Were you like into like the Korns, the Disturbs, like kind of when that was a thing?
Yeah, I loved all of that. I love Seven Dust. They're awesome. Love them. Dude, I love Stained when they came out. I'm going to go ahead and throw it. I love Limp Bizkit when they came out. I thought they were awesome, dude. You know, they have great energy, great riffs. All those bands. I liked a lot of new metal bands.
Oh, I was going to say, I was actually...
And Linkin Park. I love Linkin Park.
Oh, absolutely. Like my girlfriend's a big Chester supporter,
man.
Even of course, posthumously, like, we love Chester in this household.
He's awesome, dude.
And she rides and dies by Avenged Sevenfold, like that.
Love Avenged Sevenfold. Yes. One of my favorite bands. Yes.
Yeah. That band is everything to her.
Yeah, I love them.
She holds Jim. I mean, Jimmy still to this day is her favorite drummer.
Dude,
she's a big Joey Jordison fan.
Okay.
The funny thing with that is we actually met at a Wednesday 13 concert.
Oh, okay.
I've been a big Wednesday 13 fan back since like the 90s because I loved his pre-Wednesday and pre-Murder Dolls bands. I was a Frankenstein Drag Queens fan, Maniac Spider Trash. Anything horror movie related is I'm going to find it.
Okay. All right.
Somebody's either going to introduce me to it or I'm going to find it on my own. But anyway, I loved all that. And I love the Murder Dolls. I love the Wednesday 13 band. And they came through Baltimore. She'd never seen them. She decided to go to the show. She met some friends of mine. We met each other. And then conversations turned into conversations to more conversations. And that was how that was born. So it's awesome. But she's a big Joey Jordison fan. And Joey's always been my favorite drummer as well. We love Slipknot. We're not we're not overly stoked about what's going on in the camp right now, to be honest, from a fan's perspective, because it's so strange. But the one thing I did want to ask you about Limp Bizkit, and since you did mention them, is being a guitar guy, like what do you think of Wes? Because I mean he's out there in a good way. I mean he's so unique.
Next level unique, and riffs are killer, man. I love his playing. I love the way he uses delays, and I think he's great.
What do you think of him just on stage, like visually? Because like it's such an interesting thing to see a guy whose visuals change like every show, and to a certain degree don't exactly fit the band, but they're just so wacky.
You can't beat it. Like it's a great addition to their show. You know, I mean, it's next level. It's very. I mean, he's a great artist. So what can you say?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Kiss Alive 2 being the first record that you bought. What would you say? Like, of course, you mentioned Randy Rhoads and the people that you would definitely bring back. Eddie Van Halen, Prince.
Yeah.
Were those also your earliest like influences specifically, or are there more of what you would call rock alternative bands that were really big for you as well?
Well, back then, so it started with Kiss. Then it went a little bit to AC/DC. Then I heard Van Halen. That was it. That I was in all the way. Then I heard Judas Priest on the radio. I was in. I heard Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast, that record. I got it on cassette. I was in. So then I got it, and then I got Ozzy's Blizzard of Oz with Randy, and then Diary of a Madman just went over the top. So I just all those bands like that.
That's awesome, man. Considering that we lost Eddie relatively recently, did you ever get the opportunity to meet him?
I never did. That's one I wish I would have met, dude. I wish. Yeah.
No, it's super duper awesome for sure. Before we go into like our final rounds and course like that, because again, Billy, thank you so much, and we appreciate you so much. Angel, let's kick it back up to you for a little bit, man. Let's clear out the board and start our final round of questions.
Okay.
We're all clear.
Okay.
No worries.
Where can people find you on social media? And again, can you let people know how they can contact you for guitar lessons?
Yeah. You could go to my the Facebook page is Billy H. Gray. The Instagram is billygrey RPG, rocket propel guitar. The TikTok is official Billy Gray. And I do have a website, billygrayguitar.com.
Absolutely. Where can like your merch can be found on billygray.com?
Yeah, it's on there. billygrayguitar.com. Yeah.
Absolutely, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Nice, man. Absolutely. Angel, anything final from yourself at the moment, my guy?
Or Tattoo the Scars coming through Texas?
One of these days. I don't know when, but yeah, one of these days.
Nice.
Probably going to be around Southeast first.
Yeah, describe your sound.
Low profile, high octane.
Nice.
There we go.
Boom.
Absolutely,
man. We, can't thank you enough for your time, man. With this,
dude.
We really appreciate the stories and.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for having me on here. Happy 4th year anniversary too, man.
Thank you, man. No, absolutely, for sure. And you mentioned Tattoo the Scars merch coming out hopefully very soon. So fans,
that's hard to believe.
Checking out that. Billy, I definitely know that you have an Instagram, of course, for Tattoo the Scars, but do you have like other socials for them also?
Yeah, all of them. TikTok, Facebook, all those, definitely.
Awesome, man, for sure. Again, Billy, thank you so much, my friend. The biggest thing that's very important to myself and Angel is that you had a good time, that you felt respected, you liked the questions that were asked, and that you overall just had a good time, and that this was worth your time.
It was well worth my time. It was great talking to y'all and sharing stories and talking to fans, dude. It was a great time.
Awesome, man, for sure. Well, first and foremost, thank you so much, Metal Summoners. Thank you guys so much. A 4-year anniversary. Angel and I talk about it all the time. We're so much gratitude to you guys for sure, man. Absolutely. We really appreciate you guys because the show doesn't exist without you guys. Thank you guys first and foremost. On behalf of Billy Gray, we appreciate his time so much and we thank him. Make sure that you're following him on his website, his socials. Reach out to him for guitar lessons. Support him by buying merch. And you can also make sure that you can support him as well by supporting Fozzy for their upcoming tours, Tattoo the Scars for everything that they've gotten for the upcoming singles, as well as all the little side projects and stuff that Billy's doing as well. Make sure you catch him in Florida with the Def Leppard tribute band. Which band? What was that band again?
Excitable.
Yes. So make sure that you guys get to go out there and support, and just make sure that you guys are supporting live music. Keep these guys out on the road so that way you guys are able to have a great time seeing live music and supporting them so they can continue to deliver you live music. You can follow Angel at Angel Alamo 78 on Instagram. You can also find him on Facebook. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Salem.vampire, which is right below as well. Make sure that you're following the Metal Summit on both our Facebook and our YouTube pages in particular, because that's where these interviews are live. That's where you're watching Billy right now, is Facebook and YouTube. But you can also find us on TikTok. You can find us on Instagram. And you can definitely find us on X/Twitter as well. So we appreciate you guys so much. Again, on behalf of Billy, thank you so much, man. We really
thank y'all, man. Thank you for having me.
let you have a great rest of your evening, man. And the invitation is always there. If anything happens for Fozzy, Tattoo, or yourself personally that you just want to talk about, even if it's only for a couple of minutes, just reach out to me and Angel. We'll always say yes. You're always welcome.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, and will do, dude.
Awesome, man. Absolutely. For
Have
sure.
a good night, guys. Thank you.
Take care, man. You have a great
Thank
rest
you.
of your evening. Thank you.